fucking Monday.
Hey! Fuck you! It's Monday! And you're listening to the Knightcast. I'm your host, Hesser. And with me most of the time is the Dark Legend.
What's going on?
What's happening, guy?
Not much.
Me either. Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should move the show to a different day.
I'm thinking so.
Or maybe we're what people look forward to on Mondays.
I don't think so.
Well, 20,000 listeners can't be wrong.
Yeah.
There's something about Monday. So I'm just gonna say it's us.
Yeah. That or people just hate Mondays.
Well, how was your week this week?
It was all right. Very uneventful.
Did you do any Christmas shopping?
No, I did not do any. That's going to be this coming weekend.
Ah,
Yes, I get to go fight the crazy mall scene.
nice. I lucked out and my wife did all the Christmas shopping this year. So
Did she shop for herself too?
well, we more or less set aside a budget of the money
Gotcha.
to spend on the kids. She picked me up a couple things which I got to see, and then got to see her wrap, so I can't play with them until Christmas. But
So what'd you get?
She bought me a new wedding band.
Nice.
The one I got was fine, but I always want one with diamonds in it.
Oh.
Because I'm a show off.
Pretty boy. Yeah,
bitch
a pretty
like
boy
that.
over
I have
there.
to, have something flashy. So she got me a new wedding band, and she bought me some new video game shirts.
Nice. Which ones?
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Okay.
Even though I've never played it, I've got all the shirts from back until like Modern Warfare 3. So
Gotcha.
I don't think any clothing I have left that I wear on a day-to-day basis isn't, a video game shirt of some type. So
Gotcha.
I got that. And then do you remember the Mega Bloks that put out the World of Warcraft?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, she found one. I don't know where she found it at. It was like marked down like super low price, and it was the Goblin Shredder.
Okay.
And so she picked that up for me. So
Nice.
I have to wait till Christmas to get it out and play with it and put it together.
Gotcha.
Then it'll go on the shelf over my computer in the office.
Nice.
But have you picked up anything for your wife yet?
I have not. That is what next weekend's for. We've picked out everything for everybody else besides each other, so.
Right. Part of our deal was any leftover money from the Christmas budget would just be, her money. And I was thinking, maybe $50-$60. But she shopped better, I guess, with that knowing that than I thought she would. So
Uh-oh.
yeah, so she's out shopping now. So
Oh, she's got a lot of money left, huh?
yeah, but that's fine. She did all the shopping. She worked it in, so and the kids got, a pile of stuff sitting over here on the floor.
Well, that's cool.
They got some cool shit that I want to open and play with. But so all that's done and out of the way at least, so.
Right on.
But besides that, no kidney stones. All the appliances stayed in working order this week. It was
Well, that's no fun.
bizarre.
Yeah, that never happens.
Oh, I guess I could talk about what happened at work today.
Oh, yes. I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah. Where I work, the manager, we assemble tractors where I work, and the manager, a couple years ago, we're owned by a Korean company, and he decided at Valentine's that he wanted to paint one of the tractors pink for Valentine's Day. And all the American managers more or less talked him out of it. They were like, "No, you don't really want to do that. That's going to be more trouble than it's worth. And then we got a pink tractor we can't sell, and you'll use it for one show, and then that's it." So they talked him out of it. Well, our plant manager left America, went back to Korea, and took over, got promoted to be the manager of, I guess, the mother company in Korea. So today we had a container come over from Korea. We opened it up, and guess what's in the container? A pink tractor. So 2.5 hours on the hour meter, and we can only decide that the fucker was just riding it around the plant over there, just threw up the weapons and stuff. And now we've got a, shipped over this pink tractor that we can't do anything with. If it gets scratched, we can't fix it. There's no touch-up paint for it. So they're going to buy a motorcycle cover to put over it.
Gosh.
And just park it until we can decide what to do with it.
Sell it to some farm girl.
And see, they missed too. Like Breast Cancer Awareness Month was in October, and they've blown that shit out of the water. They waited too long to do that.
That sucks.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, did you games? Did you play?
I played more Payday 2 this week, and wrote a review on it. Our website actually just got posted last Friday.
Awesome. Now that you spent some more time with it, what's your overall takeaway from it?
I love it. It's kind of a nice twist off of a standard FPS game. At least you got objectives, and like I said in my review, there's only 4 of you and one heist at a time, which is nice because you can actually gather yourself, organize, and execute a plan. Whereas in like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Killzone, you've got 10 people on your team, 10 people on the other team, 12 people on your team, whatever it is. There's just too many people on a team to actually organize and execute a plan in any of those games. I've never seen it work unless you're all playing together in one clan on a team on TeamSpeak. Then possibly it might work.
Right.
But with getting random strangers every other couple matches or every match, I've never seen 10 people organize themselves. So it's nice on that fact, and I just really enjoy it. Actually, I was thinking of getting Call of Duty Ghost on Cyber Monday through Steam, but since I was playing Payday 2, I've decided that I probably don't need another FPS game for a while because this is going to hold me over. So,
have you been in a match yet with somebody on Payday 2 that was just an absolute asshole?
No, actually, I haven't.
Or some trolls that their whole point of playing was just to fuck with the other real players in the game.
I don't know if they've intentionally done that, but I have been with 2 people like that. I was playing with my buddy Sojin Blade, and me and him decided that I was going to be I'm the enforcer on our team, and he's a technician, and he decided he was going to go in his suit, and I was going to wait out by the van in my full riot gear. And we got 2 random people, and one of the guys said, okay, I'll go in as a suit too. And then the other guy decided he was going to go in as a suit. And they were supposed to go in quiet and secure all the guards, bag the bodies,
right,
and then work their way through each room, zip tying everybody so that nobody could get out. And I had a perfect view of the front. So if anybody tried to come through the front, I could stop them. And the first thing this one idiot did is he ran out and he just blasted the guard in the face right in front of the door, and everybody in the inside saw it. And we're just
nice.
like, really? Are you fucking joking me? We're on overkill. So within like 2 minutes, we had all the SWAT with full body gear, all the bulldozers, everything were there. I mean, it was just a freaking bloodbath. I mean, we made it out, but it was just ridiculous. And then the next match, we kicked him and we played with another guy, and the same thing. It was just like 2 in a row. We said to go in quiet. We were doing a gold bank heist, and the guy walked right up in front of a camera and shot a civilian, and we're just like, that's just fucking great.
So can you go in and, like, I've heard you can go in and, like, a case, like a bank or a jewelry store.
Yeah.
You go in kind of without your mask on and just check it out.
Yeah, and if you, like, I'm an enforcer, so I've got all the heavy duty armor on. So like if I go around and if I case a place, if anybody sees me, basically the alarms go off.
Right.
But you got the other guys, the other 3 people on the team usually, or 2 people, or however many people you decide is going to case. Sometimes it's only 1. They just put on their suit and they take their low level weapons and stuff that are very unsuspicious. And yeah, they can go inside the bank, case it to see how many people are there, where the guards are at. They can walk in front of the security cameras and not get noticed. So, and then when it's go time, then they just throw their masks on, and if you're not right next to them, you don't throw your mask on, so you can still walk around without a mask on. So, like one time Sojin Blade and I were playing, and 3 of them walked in with light armor on into the bank, and they threw their masks on once they got in there and they had the whole place surrounded. Well, then I barged in from the roof and came in that way.
Barged in or accidentally fell through?
No, I barged in. And then another time we were playing the bank one's one of my favorite ones. It's a really good map. And we had everybody with silencers on their weapons besides me because I don't have a silencer. They went through and they shot out all the cameras, killed all the guards, bagged the bodies, and answered the pagers. And while they did that, I kind of made my way up through the maze of broken security cameras. And then when they got everything in place, then I threw my mask on and they came through and I killed all the rest of the people that were around there that were not civilians. And You got 6 zip ties because I've upped my zip tie amount. So right. I zip tied as many hostages as I could right next to the vault. So
when you go in and case the place, you're looking for like security cameras. Do they have like silent alarms and stuff that they can trip? You have to look for stuff like that.
I haven't ran into anything like that, but you have to make sure that a civilian doesn't have a question mark. They tell you if they have like question marks or if they're like an exclamation mark, like that means they know that you're a bad person. They're leaving. Or if it's a guard, that means he's coming to get you.
Right.
But for the question marks, you got to make sure nobody has a question mark and doesn't head outside. Because if they head outside, 9 times out of 10, they're going to call the cops just to make sure that the cops know something might go down.
So the question mark, they're like, I don't know. Look at this guy.
Yeah, question mark's more like they're on the fence, like whether or not they need to run. Like they won't run from you, but they also, like if you stay around them for too long, they will turn to an exclamation mark, and then they'll call the cops.
It's like, I just need to go outside here for a second.
And that's where they run into me.
You're like, hey, where you going, buddy?
Yeah, I
get in the fucking truck.
9 times out of 10, I already have my mask on, and I just point my gun at him, tell him to get on the ground and zip tie him, which then at that point, everybody outside seen me with a gun pointing it in their face, so then the cops get called regardless. But there was one time we were doing a jewelry heist, and it was on a pro, and Sojin Blade forgot to tell me, because you put everything in, like, all your loot in bags and stuff.
Right.
Well, I didn't realize that it was before I knew you could bag bodies. Well, Sojin Blade's sister had bagged a body, and I didn't know you could do that. So I thought it was jewelry, and I have my running speed up pretty high with bags, so like I usually don't move too slow. Well, all these cops are coming down, and everybody's waiting at the go vehicle because my job is to secure all the loot, all the bags of loot, while they run them individually between where we are in the van. And so I'm sitting there, I'm holding off the cops and stuff. And then also I see there's one bag left. And I go, all right, guys, I'm coming. They're like, all right, run. So I pick up this bag, and this bag weighs like 200 pounds. Like my guy is moving the slowest I've ever seen anybody move. And they're like, drop the bag, drop the bag. I'm like, no way, man, this is worth a lot of money. I can't even move with this. This is going to be a ton. And I get there and I throw the bag in the back of the van. And Sojin Blade comes over to TeamSpeak and he goes, dude, you carried the dead guard all the way here. What the hell? Why the hell didn't nobody tell me there's a dead guard in the freaking bag? So I carried a dead guard from one side of the map all the way to the other side. It was like 200 meters. I ran out of all my ammo halfway there. I had to stop, drop the dead body bag, throw out an ammo bag, replenish my ammo, pick up the bag, and then fight my way the rest of the way there. And you got these guys called bulldozers that are head-to-toe armor. And I unloaded all my clips on my rifle into his face. Finally broke his face shield like on my last like 20 bullets. Pulled out my pistol and headshotted him. Nice. And there was like 4 of them coming after me. And I was just like, there's no way I don't have enough ammo to do this. So I just kept moving back as fast as I could. And I have my bag throw also because I'm an enforcer. It's up a little bit. I can throw 50% further than any other class. So I was pretty far away from the van, but I hucked that thing as far as I could, got up, picked it up again, and hucked into the back of the van and ran into the safe zone as quick as possible.
See, you put a review for that up on the site of the coveted 9 swords. 9 being the best. How many swords did Payday 2 get?
I gave it 9 out of 9 swords.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
I
But
gave
this
it a 9 out of 9.
but this game, can you play this game single player?
Yes, there's an offline mode, but it's got you can do it offline or you can do it online and just do a private one and kick it to where it's only you and then a bunch of computers. It's not fun doing it that way.
Right.
So it's not a game that I would ever play solo.
Right. Right.
So
To be honest with you, we were talking about playing this last week after the show, and I've kind of looked at it. I got back on there again. I found out that my 360 controller would work with it.
yeah,
And I was playing around with that. It felt good. The controller felt good, but the aiming,
yeah, not
it,
so good, huh?
it's I might be able to adjust it, the sensitivity somehow. But once you were like aiming down the sights of a gun
Yeah,
and then using the right stick to move, it was real slow. And I wasn't too wild about that. So
yeah, that's one of the downfalls with using game pads on a PC.
right, I don't know if it was now to do it with the mouse and keyboard, it was fine. So,
Yeah, mouse and keyboard's great. That's what I recommend.
but coming with not playing a lot of games on the PC just yet, using the controller though was, I loved it. So, and
Yeah.
I'm glad it at least has the controller support in it.
Yeah,
So,
it does. But like I'd say, anybody that wants to actually get the full gist of the game, I'd recommend you learning the mouse and keyboard.
can you use a PlayStation 3 remote?
I
with a-
don't believe so, but I mean, I'm sure there's a way to, but I don't know how to.
How do the corded ones plug in? Are they USB?
I've never even seen a fully corded PS3 controller, but I would assume it's USB. I mean, mine's wireless,
Right.
so
Yeah, I plugged the 360 controller into the computer, just seeing. Basically, it was the first time I tried it, I was seeing what the hell would happen.
yeah.
I plugged it in, and it started self-installing drivers for it, and it was like your controller's ready to use, and I was like, well, okay, I don't know what I'm
Huh.
gonna do with this, but the drivers are on there, and
Cool.
when I pulled up Payday 2, it recognized the controller was plugged in, and I think it gave me the option to choose what I wanted to use.
Huh.
So then some of the other games I played on the computer this last week, I used the 360 controller with it. So that was
Right on.
awesome. It's familiar territory at least.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the beauty of it. I mean, you can use your controller if you'd like, but you don't have to. So
Right. So Payday 2, 9 of 9 swords.
that's what I would give it for being a FPS styled game. I think it's one of the best games in its genre, which is very very limited. There's not many games that offer this type of gameplay because it's not strictly FPS. FPS, you go out, you kill people, and it's dependent on the kills or last man standing, or all the little things like capture the flag, things like that we all know. This game's kind of a breed all of its own, which is for gameplay, I would have given it like a 7 of 9, but for the ingenious way that they've gone about everything, the customization, everything that they've done to make this game the way it is, they deserve a 9 out of 9.
Did you play anything else this week?
I have not.
Well, we're getting close to the holidays, so our time is getting kind of constrained. So
And work's picking up and getting faster and faster.
right. So I don't blame you. I didn't play a whole lot this week. I played a couple different things before I take over. But that was it, right? Just Payday.
Yeah, just Payday and then playing my Ocarina a little bit.
Well, I played some more Limbo. I talked about it last week, so I won't go into it too much. I still like the game. It's just
Yeah.
getting a little lengthy now, and I've maybe got 30 to 45 minutes left to finish it. And it's getting to the point where I'm just tired of trying to solve these puzzles now. I've been just skipping ahead with YouTube videos or looking at walkthroughs online, just trying to get the game finished. The game is incredible, but it's not the kind of game that I want to play,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people out there that love puzzle games, and it executes really well. It's just I'm getting kind of tired of working puzzles, so I played some more of that. There'll be a review up on the site really soon. I also played Starbreeze also Studios also sent us a code over for Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. And I played that while you were playing Payday. I started it a couple days ago and played through the entire game in one sitting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's also really short. I got a couple things I need to finish up on it for I write the review, which by the time this episode's out, the review should be up on the site. But if I'm not mistaken, I beat the whole game in under 4 hours. So it's a quick,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. It's absolutely amazing. I was really, really impressed with this game to be what it was. It's the story of basically a younger brother and an older brother. Your mother's dead. She died. She drowned. Your dad's your only, besides your brother, the only relative to take care of you. And now he's sick. So you wheel him to the medic, and you've got the medic, the doctor is like, well, look, here's this. You got to go on this quest, this journey, far, far away to collect this blue tree water to bring
Huh.
back, yeah, to bring back to save your dad's life. And the story in between is, your quest to save your dad. So
Huh.
the controls for this game were bizarre. Now this game, I got a Steam code for it from Starbreeze, and with it being a Steam code, it was still mandatory that you had to use a controller. So
Really?
yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is
Well, no,
strange.
no, I take that back. I take that back. There are keyboard commands for the game, but they recommend you use a controller for it. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Um, to move, you play both brothers at the same time. So to move the younger brother is the left stick and the left trigger, and to move the older brother is the right stick and the right trigger. The triggers are your action buttons, basically.
Gotcha.
That took some getting used to. To get your brain to keep moving the thumbsticks in the same direction every time to keep them together. I don't know if I was retarded or if that was just a complicated choice for controlling the game, but there were
So
times.
it's not like one just follows the other. Like you got to move them both independently.
Right, right. You have to physically move them both
Ah,
together. But there were things I was thankful for, like edges of cliffs. You can't just run off the edge of a cliff.
that's nice.
Right, because when I'm moving one to the left of the screen and one to the right, because my brain can't keep them both together, keep the sticks going the same direction. There were times where I had to stop the movement of one just to catch up with the other and to get them back together. Besides the funky control, that was the first game I've ever played that had controls like that, so it took a little getting used to. But the story for this game was, honest to God, when I started playing it, I didn't want to stop. I had to stop a couple times, take bathroom breaks, I ate dinner, stuff like that, but I just left it paused so I could come back and play some more of it. They did a fantastic job at, I don't want to call them levels because it's more or less an open world game on rails, but the design of the game, the environments you're in were pretty unique. Um, the story is really good. I won't go into, I remember seeing it for sale with the, what was it called through Xbox? The Summer of Arcade. It came out on the Xbox for Summer of Arcade. And I remember seeing it, never picked it up. Now I kind of am kicking myself in the butt for not picking it up. Like I said, they have benches in the game where you can move the two brothers over to the benches and take a seat and take a break from adventuring for a minute. And it'll pan out and show you the view from the bench. And they spend a lot of time on the environmental detail for the view from these benches. So if you play this and you see a bench, I highly recommend that you just take a second to sit down and just look, because it's really incredible. So this is one, there'll be a review by the time you hear this. There'll be a review up on the site for it. I was thoroughly impressed with it. I with it being completing it under 4 hours. I was trying to decide, for the price, did I want more than that?
Yeah.
But I I don't know. I don't know. It felt, for what happens in the story, it felt just right.
Huh.
I think on Xbox Live Arcade it was either $15.99 or $19.99 when it came out. Is it worth $15.99? Before I had played it, I would have probably have said no, just not knowing what it was. But now
Yeah,
that I have played it and can talk to other people about it and they can read the review, yeah, it's definitely worth, at least $15.99. So even with only 4 hours of content, what you get in those 4 hours will make it worth the price.
really.
Yes,
I wonder if I can get that.
you should.
I shall get it.
I played a phone game. I haven't done that in a while.
Lame.
Yeah, well, I got sucked in a while.
Yeah.
I got sucked in a while back to, I think everybody did, or their mom did. At least they were playing games on Facebook. And Zynga put out a couple games, Farmville, all the different Ville games. Well, one of them was Castleville. Did you ever hear of it?
Yep.
People wanted dragon hearts and glue and shit from you on Facebook all the
Yeah.
time. That shit got really annoying really fast, but they put out a phone game called Castleville Legends. And I've been playing it. It stays kind of true to what the Facebook game is. But instead of you having to fuck with all your friends on Facebook and send requests hoping that your friends will send you stuff back, now it's just basically all time based.
Huh.
In over 3 hours you'll turn your milk into cream or something like that. So you're not really bothering everybody on Facebook anymore. It's just a matter of you waiting it out now. So,
Gotcha.
but that's I've messed around in it with in the evening some and would set some stuff up to check in the morning before I go to work. I'm playing around with it a little bit. It's free I got it from the Android marketplace. It's free on there, so I assume it's free on iTunes as well. But
Gotcha.
if you liked Castleville, the Zynga games, any of the Ville games on Facebook, then it's worth checking out at least for free. So
Speaking of mobile games, there's a game called Real Racing 3. And I kind of briefly touched on it, but I never threw the name out on it. I think it was on our first podcast or second podcast.
right,
It's called Real Racing 3. It's from EA, actually, and it's a free game to download and play. There's obviously purchases and stuff that you can do. But it's kind of like a Need for Speed Pro, but you link it into your Facebook, and all your friends that play, they actually can race your times, and your car will show up in their races and vice versa. It's kind of a fun little game. I played it for quite some time. And for a free racing game, it's actually pretty good. You just turn your phone sideways, left and right to turn and brake and stuff like that's all on the screen, and it's pretty cool.
awesome. It's got Real Racing 3.
Yeah, Real Racing 3.
All right. Well, that is all I've got for games I've played this week. Is that all? Is all you got, Legend?
That's all. I'm playing a game right now, actually,
Okay.
kind of, and we'll come in. We'll talk about it a little bit later on. It's called Waiting for Tech Support on Newegg.com.
Nice.
And I'm 61. I'm 61st in the queue, so I'm doing damn good right now. I got 40 minutes and 57 seconds left to go.
Newegg's blowing it up this holiday.
Yeah, they are.
Everybody wants their i7 processors or i8s or
They're AMDs or
I prefer AMD.
They're- iPad Airs.
Well, let's get ready to take a break here. You know what our feature story for this week is?
I think it's right down my alley, actually.
I think it is. I've been debating on passing up, at least for now, on an Xbox One and upgrading my PC.
And I've been thinking of passing up possibly indefinitely on this generation of gaming and completely rebuilding a whole brand new PC.
So let's take a break here. We'll be right back with should you build a PC instead of buying a new console? So we'll be right back. And we're back with our feature of the week. Our feature being, should you build a computer instead of buying a new console? Hester's answer is Perhaps.
My answer is yes.
Now, before we start the segment, most of the codes that we've received from these developers have been Steam codes. And I'd heard of Steam, downloaded a couple things, a couple different demos from Steam when I built this computer, just kind of to test it out, play with it a little bit. But as far as game sales and stuff, you're not going to find anything from Microsoft like what Steam offers.
No.
And the same games you'll get from Microsoft are on Steam.
And sometimes Steam sales, you give a better price. Like Skyrim Legendary Edition Cyber Monday was only $19.99.
And it was, I think, all they had on sale Skyrim-wise from...
DLCs.
Yeah, it was just the DLCs.
PlayStation and Xbox.
And even then it was just, Dragonborn and...
Yeah, Dragonborn and, crap.
Whatever the other one is. Not
Dawnguard.
Dawnguard, that's it. So, we brushed on it briefly in the last episode. You've been helping a community member who's decided he wanted to build a PC. And we talked briefly about, could you build a console? Could you build a computer for the same price as these new consoles? And I think your answer was more or less, $600.
You could. Well, you could build it for, you could build a dual-core computer, gaming computer, for the same price as an Xbox or a PlayStation, maybe not PlayStation 4, but it's not going to be anything that you're going to be super proud of, and it's not going to be anything that's going to hold you over for more than 2 years at the max, unless you only are going for like a certain game that isn't going to have very many updates. Like World of Warcraft, you could build an easy World of Warcraft machine and play on it for the rest of World of Warcraft more than likely. But to keep up with like first-person shooters and stuff, you could build a low-end, low-resolution PC gaming computer for probably the same price as the Xbox One with all the additional bundle add-ins such as like an extra controller and things like of that nature, or the same with a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 with an extra controller and the eye and everything like that. Nothing that I would ever personally own. I mean, I would have when I was back on a really stingy budget, but nothing I would personally ever build or put money into building right now.
No, we talked a little bit off the air before we started recording tonight about our different reasons for wanting, thinking about switching to PC instead of the new consoles. And one of the things that was the most interesting to me was just the fact that, hey, my 360 controller works just fine with a lot of these games, and it's already familiar territory. So that alone is, to get next generation graphics, I need maybe, a new video card. We talked about some other stuff I need to do, but, under $300, I've basically got a next gen console. On my PC. So.
Yeah, and honestly, right now, I could do a little bit more upgrading and stuff on the mine and be good, but I'm looking at doing a complete rebuild of my whole entire system, new case, everything, and that's where you run into issues. Is like the internal parts of your computer aren't too bad. You can get the internal pieces for your computer at the same price as a next-gen console, but if you haven't been in the PC gaming before and don't have a case that those parts will fit into, or just want a new one like I do, because I've had mine for like 6 years, that's where it starts throwing you over the price. I'm right now sitting at a lot over, but that's because but keeping an aspect that the chip that I just put into my wish list and the motherboard and the RAM just all hit the market within the last 6 months or year. The chip just hit the market last month, so it's literally a brand new chip.
Right.
And so is the motherboards within like the last 6 months. The video cards within the last 6 months. I mean, so they're a lot higher price items, and I know that I'm gonna stay with PC instead of going to another next gen console at least for the next 4 years. just looking out what people already have planned and what they have in the making, there's nothing that I can see that I'm gonna have to play that isn't gonna come to a PC.
Right. And, you know, with Microsoft announcing they would support the 360 until 2016, I'm thinking, now I'm just going to keep the 360 until 2016
Yeah,
and start,
there's no point not to.
right, and start pursuing some PC gaming in the meantime. Now, what, you know, this means for our listeners and for the people on our site, this doesn't mean we're going to start reviewing nothing but PC games. Because if you look at the Steam game library, the majority of games on there are the
Are
same games you're going to get on the 360 or on the PS3, either, you know, through first party direct games to like Xbox Live Arcade, which Brothers was an Xbox Live Arcade game, and
Yep,
it was on the Steam library, or games like Payday 2 that came out on disc, you know, from
from
the
Xbox.
from the developer. You know, $60 is also available on Steam to play.
Yep.
So, and one of the things we talked about, the beauty of Steam too, is I was kind of sure, I couldn't remember. I asked you the other day, if I download a game to my computer from Steam, is that it? Or if I delete the game, can I re-download it again? And you said,
You can re-download.
exactly. Once you paid for it through Steam, becomes a part of your like personal library. And then whether or not you keep it on your hard drive or not, it's always
That's
there.
up to you.
Right.
That's like I've got Just Cause 2 with all the DLCs. I've got Left 4 Dead 2 and Call of Duty Black Ops with the DLCs, and they're just sitting in my library. They're not installed on my computer.
Right.
And I've also got Limbo and Sid Meier's Civilization 5, which I did just install today because I bought that on Cyber Monday. But other than that, I mean, I have like 10 games on here that are not installed. Like Dota 2 is not installed yet, but I own it. So,
You know, and the same holds true for the consoles. At least I'm pretty sure it's the same on PlayStation.
yeah, it does.
Once you've downloaded it at least once, or even just put it in the queue to download on Microsoft or on the Xbox, then it counts.
It's yours.
It's yours, right? And it's there as long as they support the game. But I don't see them taking away the library for the 360 ever, really. You know,
No, I wouldn't think so.
I think that's something. At least the library, once they stop producing games for it, they'll at least support the library. I want to say almost indefinitely. Because there's a lot of people like me with a smaller hard drive on their console that, you know, it's only 64 gigs. It only holds so much, and a lot of the stuff I have is stuff that I've
Yep.
played through the majority of it at least to finish later, deleted it from the hard drive, and now I can just re-download it again when I want to finish up. My save stuff is still there. Do you know if the save files save locally on Steam?
I believe they do.
So it'll save.
Because I know when you download it, it downloads it to your hard drive, and I'm sure they just install it underneath the folder. Give me 1 second, I'll double check.
All right. I'm pretty sure it's that way, that if you went back to play it again, downloaded it again, hopefully your save files will still be there.
As long as you haven't switched, hard drives.
Now, at least for me, you know, I talked on the last episode, there's a lot of upgrades I can do to my computer.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the games, Payday plays fine on it, Brothers plays fine on it.
Yeah.
I haven't tried any, like, Battlefields or Call of Duties on any fast-paced, like, FPS games.
And honestly, I'm sure yours would be just fine.
And, you know, I built my computer for right around, like, $500.
Yeah.
So, and even now there's upgrades. I can upgrade the video card, the operating system.
Yeah, you need to do that.
Yeah, what's the difference between Windows 32-bit and 64-bit? Because when I was first looking at it, I had no idea what the difference was, except every computer I had
Was a
32-bit.
32-bit.
Right.
That's because 32-bit was the original format for operating system. It's in the coding. Basically, the 32-bit systems can only register and handle, I think it's like 4 gigs or 3 gigs worth of RAM, including your video card. So if you have a video card with 3 gigs of RAM, and I know you have 8 gigs worth of RAM on your board,
Right.
it's only addressing 3 of those or 4 of those. I can't remember which one it is.
Right.
Which means that 5 or 7 or 5 or 6 gigs of your stuff is in the background, never to be used, and your computer's running that much slower than what it should be running at.
Right. And I mean, like I said, compared to my last computer, this is, blazing fast, even at what it
Yeah,
is. So, and just by upgrading the operating system alone,
is gonna
I can
do
unlock the rest of
like
that
I
RAM.
told you. Yeah, like I told you, you really don't need to do any upgrades other than getting Windows 7 64-bit right now.
So what we've decided to do, and I'll let you'll be in charge of the project. It'll be your baby because you're more or less the computer guru, and you're the one that I turn to for helping me build this computer. Uh, Coming later in January, we're going to start a new segment, well, a new spot at least on the website, and you'll have a computer building thread pretty
Crash
much.
course. Yeah.
Uh, to the people that have never built their own computer, it's not as bad as you think. The feature article you'll write, I'm sure you'll put basically, you'll have a computer capable, one that'll play these games from Steam,
Hmm.
and then from there you can offer upgraded video cards,
Yeah.
CPUs, whatnot.
Well, and I'm gonna also put on there low budget ones. So we'll start at like dual cores, pricings and stuff like that. We're gonna have offer quad cores, which it was top of the line gaming. They also have 6 cores. Some companies offer 6 core. A lot of companies are now doing 8 cores, which I can't imagine how fast 8 core is.
Right.
But that's what I'm building next is an 8 core, just for the hell of it, just to compare. Um, but we're also gonna have the differences in the motherboards, the CPUs. Figuring out which motherboard is going to be right, and then pairing it with a cheaper CPU so that you're not chipping out $400 at once for a motherboard and CPU. Maybe you're only doing 190 on a motherboard and then 70 or something like that on a little dual core CPU. And then at a later point, you can go back in with another $200 and get a nice CPU for it.
Right. I know Newegg and Tiger Direct, a lot of these computer building websites, sometimes they offer package deals too for the motherboard and CPU.
Yeah,
Like a,
and
like a
those work out like a combo deal.
right.
They work out pretty well if you know exactly what you want to get. But if you want to kind of customize, you really only. I've been searching all day today. You really only saving like I think the biggest combo deal I saw was like $30 off. So I mean you're not getting like $50 or $70 or $100 even. A lot of them are like 5, 10, and a lot of them are mail-in rebates. And I know that on this computer I'm using right now, I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna do these mail-in rebates, and I already got like $60. I never did a single one of them. Mail-in rebates are just the biggest scam in the world because 9 times out of 10 you never do it. So I got a couple that are instant, and you got to make sure on these Tiger Direct and Newegg's that they're instant rebates, not mail-in or rebates, because sometimes when they say rebate, they're not giving you the discount. It's still a mail-in rebate. They're just not calling it a mail-in rebate.
Right.
So, there are some good combo deals. I looked at a couple combo deals, and I actually almost picked up a combo deal, but then found a better motherboard that I spent an extra $20 on, but it was better for the CPU that I was getting. So, and I kind of wanted to go with an all black theme and just have the lights inside my case be the lighting instead of having like right now I've got all blue motherboard, a blue video card. So I just wanted everything to be solid black, maybe some tints of like silver, platinum, or something like that in it, but no like actually defined color. So
Right.
that in case in the future, if I want to change my case to be a green lighted case, it doesn't look weird with blue in the background. So
Now, when you built the computer you have now, do you remember hardware wise, not including lighting stuff like that? Do you remember about how much you spent?
Actually, I can look it up right now. That's the one really awesome thing with Newegg is that they store all your stuff, even if they've discontinued the items. And I think they even store what you paid for it. Of course, keep in mind that this computer I'm using right now, I had built a few previous to it, so I already had the case and I already had the DVD player, burner, so those weren't included.
Right.
Which, like I said, those are some of the most expensive parts. And I built this actual computer twice. The first time I built this computer, I paid $574.02. Plus, it came with Call of Duty Go or Call of Duty World at War, and that was back 2009. And then I built the computer again in 2010 without the video card and paid 443.71. But I also had a terabyte hard drive included and a DVD burner included in that, which the other one didn't. The original 2009 build, all it included was my motherboard, my video card, my quad core processor, and my RAM, which is
Right.
6 gigs, which was 6 gigs RAM at that time. And then in 2010, it consisted of the same motherboard, the same processor, a DVD burner, a terabyte hard drive, and 6 gigs of RAM again. So you can see that the price dropped in it, obviously. I mean, the video card probably would have topped me back up there, but not up another $130. The video card, I looked at it again. This actual computer build is for my mother-in-law, and she didn't need a video card. But I looked at getting her one for her husband to play video games, and it was only like $120 at that point. So it still would have been right up there with next gen pricing.
Yeah, I was about to say both prices that you said there were right at console prices now. So
Yeah. And those parts are actually this not the same exact parts, but pretty close. Are at the same pricing. So I mean, technically, you could build a quad core computer for roughly the same price as next gen if you've already got the DVD player and the case. And if you don't, then you're looking at about another hundred and some odd bucks.
if you got your heart set on an Xbox One or you've got your heart set on a PS4, then by all means, and you've got the means to do it, then go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you're a budget-minded gamer, then for a couple hundred more dollars, I'm ready for anything. Really.
It's something that's gonna outlast. Well, I mean, when did the Xbox 360 come out?
Well, it was 8 years old when the Xbox One came out. Not to the date, but
yeah.
both
So
consoles have been out 8 years, so
it was like what 2006.
I think so.
So basically, my computer that I'm running right now, I haven't touched it since 2009, and it is still playing on ultra or on high on every single game. I have to put it on high on some FPS games. I'm sure if I had Call of Duty Ghost, it'd be on high. Wouldn't be on ultra, but it'd be on high. So that right there, this computer right here, if you're to build one like it, is going to cost you maybe a couple $100 more than a next gen console, including your hard drive and your case. On top of that, you're going to have something that's going to outlive a current gen console.
And we had our predictions on an episode of how long we thought the new consoles, what the lifespan would be. I think you said, what, 6 years?
Yeah, I said about 6 years.
And I was saying you're probably looking at 10 years off these new consoles because things are getting to the point where, how much more can you keep adding to it that's going to make a visual difference to the game, to the quality that they'll do now. But I've seen, screenshots of Skyrim with some mods for the PC.
Yep.
That's absolutely mind-blowing compared to like the 360 version.
The thing with PC is there's just so much that you can do. The developers really have free reign to go balls to the wall on developing their games. I mean, not to be all preachy or anything. Like I mean, I'm a PC fanboy over anything. If you can't tell, I love PCs more than I've ever loved any console game. PCs, hands down, are always going to have better graphics, better speed, because the developers aren't limited to a console. They're limiting you. If your system can't run it, that's not their problem.
Right.
They're going to build it to the best of their ability. And actually, in all reality, some of these PC games like Skyrim came out I think 6 to 8 months after the console version on the PC. And the reason was the Skyrim was already pre-developed, started on PC, and then they started consoles, and it still came out 6 months later because they were still adding texturalized layers into it and stuff like that because they could continue doing it. They reached what the console's capacity was, and they had to stop. They
Right.
kept going with the PC, and that's just one example. I mean, when like I said, I got the PC version of Call of Duty World at War, and I also had it for the 360. The graphics are completely hands down better on the PC.
So we're not, like I said, we're not trying to change your mind if you've got your heart set on a console. I would love to have an Xbox One, but budget-wise, as a cheaper, quicker fix, it'd be cheaper and quicker to just upgrade my computer versus an all-out new console. And plus, launch lineup right now, give it a year or two. The gaming lineup may be completely different. But right now, with what's out, the games look great. It's just there's nothing, at least at launch anyway, that have to have games for me on the Xbox One. So, it makes waiting for me a lot easier. Well, all right. So we offered. Here's your choices. PC, or go Xbox One or PlayStation 4. Coming in January, Legend will put up a feature article, PC build that you can play or build yourself. That'll have the specs to run most of the games on Steam, if not all of them, and then some upgrade options. So look for that coming in January. And the Legend's always available online or through email to get a hold of with any PC building questions if you're a community member.
You have to be a community member. I will not respond unless I see you registered on our website or on Facebook. But I always look at the website first. So if you want to get to me first, you need to register on the website. You can even send me a private message on the website, and we can go from there.
So we're going to take another break here, but is PC gaming, Legend, do you think PC gaming is going to be gonna do better this over versus the consoles this time around? It seems like it picked up a lot of steam with the 360 and the PS3, but now it's it seems like it's really starting to pick up steam this time.
PC gaming's always been on the incline. You never really see it go through hardships. So if I had to bet money on any console that will reign supreme, it's going to have to be the PC.
Well, all right. There you have it. So we're going to take another break here, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and it's time for gaming news. Legend, what's the top story?
Fuck Cheryl.
That's right. Fuck Cheryl and her
over
bullshit,
at Newegg
and her bullshit prices.
Yeah. Fuck Cheryl.
Well, I say we. I mean we because we're on the same website, but you will find our future computer builders out there with some nice parts over at Amazon.
Yeah. That's right, because fuck Cheryl at Newegg with the no goddamn free shipping and the fucking no promo for throwing stuff towards their site. Go to their damn business site, order 12 video cards, and maybe get 5% fucking off. Yeah, right. Fuck Cheryl.
That's horseshit.
Yeah, you can get free shipping over at Amazon in our link for like 99% of the items. So,
you know what else is horseshit?
What?
Have you seen the problems with Battlefield 4?
Yeah, I have.
And they're having
it's kind of hysterical, actually.
All the crashing going on. I mean, it's not even limited to just console. It's console, PC.
Yep, it's everything.
And it makes me wonder, didn't they beta test this? Yeah, they did, because I played it.
Yeah, I was on it too. And you had white walls, and mine seemed to work perfect. We had no issues in beta. So I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, they put some texture on those white walls, and
it's fucked everything up.
Apparently it's causing some trouble. Now, I've seen people, different reports, people playing the game, and it completely crashing out to the desktop on PC, or locking up at 360, or... It's
rendering.
From what I understand, DICE is working on a patch for everything right now, but...
Oh, yeah. Good job, DICE.
But this game, Battlefield isn't even an annual game.
No.
What, it's been 2 years since Battlefield 3?
Yeah, it's been a while. So, it's not like they haven't had frickin' time.
And this,
You know what I think they did? You know what I honestly think they did is I think they hired fucking Cheryl
from Newegg,
from Newegg,
hmm
and she fucked him over.
she sent him to the business side.
Yep, she needs to send him to the business site. That's what they did wrong.
This is our most melancholy show so far. You've been building a computer in the background, and I've been getting drunk in the background and listening to you argue with Cheryl. And
yeah,
now Battlefield 4 is terrible, apparently.
Yep, and it's because of fucking Cheryl.
And which is a shame, because when I looked at some of the video from Ghost and I looked at some of the video from Battlefield, and
Battlefield looked better.
Right, and I was actually leaning to maybe this is where I make the switch this time, at least, to go to Battlefield and play it. But now, hell, I don't know.
Yeah, I love Battlefield to death, and I've always bought the Battlefield games, but fucking Cheryl might have done it this time.
I think the problem is, or at least the answer for now, is just keep playing Battlefield 3.
I'm thinking so. Or Payday 2.
Or Payday 2.
Or Payday 2. That's what I'm leaning towards for right now until Battlefield 4 figures out what they're doing. And once I get my new gaming computer. And yeah, like Hester was saying, this is our most undramatic, uneventful podcast ever, and it's because we're looking up not only am I building my own personal self a PC as we're doing this, I'm also looking up ideas and stuff like that to put onto our site starting. So,
right,
we've got a lot of stuff going in the background, and we've got limited number. Hello? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay. All right. Cool. I don't know what just happened.
I was hacking, so I muted myself.
Cheryl got into my computer and took over the IGN website and must have made my whole screen go black for some reason. Anyways, we've been doing all these things, and with our limited amount of time to put into the podcast and the website and get out these reviews and stuff for you guys, things kind of have to mesh together. And next week, we'll make sure that we got everything meshed together enough to where we can do only the podcast while we do the podcast.
It'll be the high energy show next week. I'm going to drink 4 fucking Red Bulls before we do the show next week.
I'll do 3 lines before we do the show. So
that's right. But like you said, we have so much shit going on that we can't really talk about yet for the website and for the podcast that it's been, it's all exciting. Don't get me wrong. It's just been, there's just been so much.
It sucks not being able to talk about a podcast, for one, because we got all these things going in our head where we want to say them, blurt them out, talk about them. But you and I, we haven't even finalized everything yet. And we have people that want the finalized answers, and we're just I don't know if we want to pull the trigger or not.
Exactly.
And so we're kind of just sitting on those. But until we get that figured out, it's everything's just mellow. We're not getting too enthused about anything right now because we have so many different ways it could go. And doing this podcast, we sat down and for I don't even know, an hour, 2 hours before the show started.
Right. Just talk straight up business.
And I think after that, we're just both worn out. We're just all right, let's do this podcast. It's Monday, guys.
Right. It's not like you said, it's not that we're not excited and we're not thrilled about what's going on. It's just there's 2 of us.
Yeah.
And we're both married and we both have full-time jobs. And then this too. Oh, it's just a lot. It's super exciting. It's just there is a lot. So
we're blessed to have what we have. Don't get us wrong, but there's a lot for 2 of us to handle, and neither one of us have done something like this before. In the beginning, the response that we're getting, it's a little overwhelming. So
overwhelming in a good way.
Overwhelming in a very good way.
I looked at the results of the podcast on Stitcher, and Stitcher is something apparently some people use. I've never used Stitcher. Heard a lot of good things about it, but I looked at the results from Stitcher and I was like, my God, look at the people listening to us just on Stitcher alone. So
That brings up another topic that we kind of hit on. If you're listening to this and you're listening to this on Stitcher, go to the nine nights.net, make an account, message Hester or I, and let us know where you're listening from. It doesn't even have to be Stitcher. If you're listening on iTunes, go ahead. If you're listening on something else, go ahead. Email us in, let us know where you're listening from, and we'd kind of like to get to know each of you listeners a little bit better, because that's another thing that's coming in 2014. We need to start getting to know you now because there's things in the future that we might want to talk to you about.
Exactly. We've had community members. We had Android on the podcast. He's a community member. We've had Chaotic on the podcast. He's a community member.
You know, a community member that's been really active that we haven't got on here yet, but we need to, is the Lonely Controller.
Right.
And he's been sending in questions, very involved in the Facebook, the website, everything.
The Amazon link.
Amazon link. And he needs to get his butt on the podcast.
Well, we got more news. That's our news, I guess.
That's it. Yeah.
But going on elsewhere in the gaming world, console sales are all over the place. I've seen some websites like Amazon, for example, posted that the Xbox One, I'm assuming overall, maybe not just in consoles, but Xbox One is their number one seller right now, whereas PS4 is in fourth place.
That's what they're saying, and everywhere I've been seeing is it's back ordered, so
it's back ordered, or then I've seen other websites like, Walmart or Target that PS4 is on top, or Best Buy that Xbox One is on top. So I guess we really won't know until after the holidays how.
You know what kind of gets me pissed about that is that everybody says these next gen consoles, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 is on top, whatever, Wii U's on top, whoever the hell's on top. Nobody's counting the PC.
Exactly.
I mean, how many of us PC players are there compared to the Xbox One, compared to PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, 360, Xbox, Wii U, everything? Like, you put them all together, I'd almost be willing to bet that if you put all the PS4 and Xbox One users together, PC would still outrank them. Just saying.
I bet. Like I said, it'll be after the holidays, really. I'm assuming first quarter of next year is when you'll really see big results on who the next gen, or
winner is.
Now gen king console is so far. It's exciting. I'm glad to see that both of them are selling and selling very well.
Yeah, I didn't realize so many of you listeners had so much money. You should send some to the 9nights.net.
Or at least make every purchase you make through our Amazon link.
Well, that's what I meant.
Buy your toilet paper through the Amazon link.
Buy your condoms through the Amazon link and have it delivered by Droid.
Exactly. I want to go through this. Major Nelson on Xbox Live puts this list up every once in a while, and I always think it's interesting, so I want to share it with our listeners. This is from the week of November 25th, so this is 2 weeks old now, but it's the top 20 games that are played on Xbox Live. And I'm just going to give you the top 10 because some of these really blow my mind still, that people are really into these games and playing them online. Number 10 is Madden NFL 25, which that makes sense. That was out this year. Ninth place, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Whoa.
Yeah, the original Black Ops. It's in ninth place. In eighth place, well, I guess this can't be games that are played just strictly online because Skyrim is in eighth place.
What the hell is it doing way down there?
Well, it's still in the top 10, so that's still pretty impressive. Seventh place, Battlefield 4, which I would have thought would have been a lot higher, but...
Yeah, seeing as it just came out.
Yeah, but with the issues, it looks like people haven't given up on it yet. It's still hanging in there at number 7.
Well, I guess the reason is because there's not that many people that can get online to play it because of the issues.
Right. Sixth place, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And this is kind of hard to believe considering I put the disc in... Well, I played Drop Zone, so that's not as popular as deathmatch, team deathmatch. So, but team deathmatch was still, several thousands of people online playing it.
Huh.
Fifth place is FIFA 14.
Wow.
Soccer, don't care, but the majority of the world does. So good on you, keeping it in the top 5. Fourth place, Minecraft, the Xbox 360 edition. Third place, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which a lot of people said fuck Ghosts and just stuck with that.
Yep.
Kind of myself. Anyway, second place, Call of Duty Ghosts, which I would have thought right now, being a Call of Duty game, would have been at number 1. But at number 1 for Xbox Live activity for the week of November 25th is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh my God, are you shitting me?
No, that's in number 1. That's the top played game right now. Which is kind of, like I said, surprising. It's not Ghosts, which...
That just shows you how dumb Xbox users are.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder about the Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah,
I mean,
just a little bit.
Top 10, you've still got... At 15th place is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Wow.
So people are still playing all these games. Halo, the last Halo game, Halo 4, is at 13th place.
Wow. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, think of how many games there are. Millions of games, thousands of games. And you're number 13. That's pretty damn good. So, but, yeah, Call of Duty back in its heyday would have been number 1. And the second place would have been the previous Call of Duty.
Right.
So to see it so far on the list and with so many games in between and it not even be number 1, it's kind of concerning.
Well, you've got, let's see, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 5 Call of Duty games are still within the top 20, or the top 15.
Wow.
There's some serious fans out there for Call of Duty.
I guess so.
Let's go and get ready to wrap this show up today. What do you say?
I think that might be a good idea. I can get back to building another PC.
There you go. I put out the clarion call this week on Facebook for emails.
God.
No emails. Hey, you can email the show, podcast@9nights.net. But we got Facebook response.
Great.
Let's see.
That shit's always good.
I put up the 9 Nights or the Knightcast will be recording soon. List your questions or comments below. We will read them on the show. I will stay true to my word and I will read the questions on the show. Here we go.
Can you lie?
I could.
Okay.
But I'll answer all these just to be a good sport.
All
Colin,
right,
who you're helping with a PC, writes in.
Yeah, hi Colin.
And Colin asks, where do babies come from? Now, Legend, if you don't mind, I've got 2 daughters, and I've recently had to answer this question myself with them, so I'll give Colin the same response. Colin, sometimes when a mommy and daddy, or a mommy and mommy, or a daddy and daddy,
oh my God,
love each other so much. Sometimes there's just so much love that it makes another person. And that's where babies come from.
Oh my God.
It worked with my 9-year-old.
What about your other one?
She knows. She knows.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, she's fully aware how the
mommy and mommy part of it.
Right, from the mommy and mommy part of it.
Gotcha.
So she knows how. My oldest, unfortunately, is fully aware how... Well, long story short, my oldest daughter was fully aware of how in vitro fertilization worked before she ever knew how a mommy and daddy have a baby.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so... All right, Colin also asks, when you shave your taint, do you get those little red spots too? No, because I wax my taint. Legend? Do you get the red spots when you shave your taint?
No, I don't.
Have you seen... I saw an article that was from a place in California on your side of the world.
On my side.
They offered anus bleaching.
Oh my God.
Did you get your butthole bleached?
We're in California. I'll have to hit them up.
Get your butthole bleached?
Is that like Porn Star Training 101?
I think so.
Gotcha.
I think so. He also asked, now this I'm letting you have this question because you were recently in Vegas. He asked, if men are from Mars and women are from Venus, how much do you pay for 2-on-1 action in a Vegas strip club?
2,000 Monopoly money.
How much did you pay for 2-on-1 action while you were in Vegas?
Well, you see, they got mad at me because I tipped them in Monopoly money, and they said that's not real money, and I said that's not real titties.
And then
Real money, real titties. Fake titties, Monopoly money.
and then you end up with dead hookers in your hotel room, and
Yeah, it's like the crime cop McGruff, he likes to go out every night when he's off job, and he kills a couple hookers and stuff. So you see that type of stuff in Vegas all the time. 2-on-1 action in Vegas. I guess it also depends. Are you talking about male on male there, Colin? Are you talking about male on male there? Because I wouldn't know about that.
and are we talking
But
about? He says strip club, so I mean, I guess we're not. We're out of the is it escort or is it hooker debate.
I guess that's true.
So, how many strip
again,
clubs did you go to when you were in Vegas?
None
This time.
this time.
Okay. The last time you went, how
The
much
last
did you
time-
pay for 2-on-1 action?
Don't remember.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, well, you walk in with $5 and a couple $100 in Monopoly money.
And you just start making it rain, the Monopoly money,
You just make it rain Monopoly money, get yourself a Coke, and you just sit in the back.
all right. So, as far as Colin, as far as an answer, I would spend no more than $50 at a strip club for 2-on-1 action.
Yeah, that's being generous.
Yeah, that's 25 a bitch. So, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Give it to them all in ones.
yeah.
Or
Quarters.
chips. Just fucking chips right off the tables.
Just ask him if he can slide your credit card. It's okay.
All right. He also asked a gaming question, so we'll get
He
to it.
did?
He did. He said, Was it just me, or are the controls for Gears of War really complicated? I couldn't get used to them and gave up after a half an hour, which was a shame as I liked the beginning. Freed prisoner, as in Skyrim, and thrown straight into shit. And have you ever played Gears of War?
Yeah.
Yeah, you start as a prisoner in it too, and your
Yeah.
buddies bust you out. Yeah, the controls, I played through Gears of War, the first one, me and the wife did. It was one of those games she played with me and was, you son of a bitch, cut this off, we're never playing this again. We take a break for 30 minutes. Okay, let's play some more. Let's finish this. So we played through, but there's a lot of stuff I didn't like. Like if you throw grenades, you have to aim out.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to really sit there and take the time to do that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't impressed with it. I haven't played Gears 2 yet. I have it. It's still sitting on the shelf, but I don't know if they improved that any.
See, and I started with Gears of War 2, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was easy. The wife, on the other hand, hated it. She couldn't pick it up. And a few of my buddies, they just couldn't get it either. But they were good sports, and they played along. I mean, I think they enjoyed it. They just couldn't really get the controls down. But for me, the controls are very simple. So I never really had an issue there.
But Colin, I offer this to you. Right now, it's free. So at least download it, get it on your console, get it on your hard drive, then you can delete it. Later, you want to spend some more time with it, then by all means, hey, it's yours, you own it. So
Yep.
go for it. Andrew has also included his favorite music track, my favorite video game soundtrack, Guilty Pleasure, Pitfall 2. I haven't played it yet. I'm not going to lie. I'm assuming the soundtrack from Pitfall from 1984. So I'm pretty sure it's all 8-bit. But
Gotcha.
I'll check that out.
I'm surprised it's not a Skyrim soundtrack.
I know. Where's the
You freaking traitor. Fucking Dalmore.
Ooh. But that is it. If you want to send an email in to the show, podcast@nightnights.net, or join the Facebook group, and on Fridays, I'll put out a, hey, you want something on the show? Here's your chance post.
If you want to know more about me playing Pokemon in Vegas every time I go, you can ask more questions about that.
If you want to know about me and my appliance issues at home,
We all love that section, by the way.
appliance chat is a favorite, I hear. That's there. PC, if you're building a PC, want more info, well, like I said, there'll be a post up on that in January. Legends got some more research to do as far as putting a system together for for our website, for our people.
We will. I will also be posting whenever I help you guys build a PC. I'm going to be posting the builds on the website with your name, not your actual real name, but unless you don't mind, then I will use your real name. But I will be linking in your guys' gamer names or whatever onto it so that people can come by, see what you picked up, and we will do follow-ups after I'm done helping you build to see how you enjoy your system. And I'll be writing little reviews, or you can write a review. I'd prefer you guys write a review for it, and I'll be posting it below along with pictures of the completed system.
We'll start a whole new category on the website.
Yeah, basically.
Our PC section.
PC.
And that way, if you got questions, you can check it too and see if they've already been answered.
Exactly.
But that'll be up in January. Hey, we got a contest.
Yep.
We're giving away shit. Hey, check it out.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed with the amount that people are doing this. I mean, in the items that they're purchasing, as in like PlayStation 4s, Xbox One, stuff like that. It's kind of ridiculous, but go for it, guys. Go for it. I'm not gonna say no.
Right. I was. There were some consoles purchased, some new consoles, and I was really excited to see that. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully you didn't get one of those crap PS4s that broke on delivery from Amazon, but whatever.
Or the Xbox One that was chewing up
Yeah.
games, or whatever the hell was going on with it. Did you see anything for the PS4? I know Microsoft was saying if you had a bad console, they would immediately send you a new one with a return box for your old one with a game.
I didn't see anything that stated that per se, but I did see stuff that said that they were doing swaps immediately for people with bad consoles. So
good on both of them for not making you wait on yours to be repaired. It seems like they're both just saying, "Hey, you got a bad one? Here's a new console on the way. Then send us your old one, and your bad one. Then it's our problem. But here's your new one." I know Microsoft was sending a game with theirs too. So
yeah, PlayStation didn't jump on that one.
But still, that's nice to see from both of them.
Yeah, it's still nice.
I have an email. Go ahead.
But you did have to put down your credit card information in case they didn't receive the old console. They charged you for it again. So.
Right. Ooh, God, that'd be awful.
Yeah, that would suck.
Hey, I have an email address.
Yes, you do.
It's Hesser@ninenights.net.
One of the lucky two.
That's right. And you are?
DarkLegend@ninenights.net.
Or, if you want to write into the podcast@ninenights.net.
Yeah.
There's a theme with those.
There are. I got 9nights.net.
That's really. It's like we have a website.
It's like
we have a real thing.
It's like we might kind of be, professionals at this sort of thing.
Well, I was, obviously a professional before this, and so were you. And we just had, the internet needed us, and here we are.
Yeah, you guys kept begging for it, and here we are.
Let's see, we got a Facebook page.
Yes, we do. Facebook.com/9nights.net.
We got Twitter @the9nights, which I kind of do the Twitter thing, and I've been slacking lately because there's so much going on. But the Facebook page is really the place to get a hold of us or to check out if you're a Facebook user. We've also got Google Plus 9 Nights.
Yeah, and that one's kind of my little thing, and been slacking on it just from the fact that there's really not many people using the Google Plus right now. So yeah, you can find me, Dark Legend, on the PlayStation Network. Go ahead and add me. And when you add me, leave a little message that you heard about me on 9 Nights, or just put Nights or something like that so I know who you are and not some random creeper. My PSN name is Dark Legend with 2 Ks, which is not the case in the rest of them. It's only 1 K for everything else, just 2 Ks on the PlayStation Network. And as well, if you go to the 9nights.net, go to Contact Us, you will also find our Steam names here in the coming week.
That's right. We're both on Steam now. You can add us to our friends list on there. And I am Hesser Almighty on Xbox Live. Feel free to add me. Also, just comment, Nights, something like that in a message. That way I know that you heard about us from the podcast or the website. And I'll be more than happy to add you on there. Hey, we're on iTunes and we're on Stitcher. You can get the show from both of those.
Help us get richer.
Help us get mo famous
Famous.
by leaving us a review on the site, or on either one of those, you can leave a review. Or I know on iTunes you have the opportunity to leave a 5-star review.
That would be nice.
Now, I'm not saying you have to.
And I'm not saying that you won't have 5 fingers on each hand if you don't.
But I'm just saying it may be worth your while.
And it might be worth it if you want to use your thumbs ever again.
Because, hey, you want free shit from contests? Then, hey, you got to help get us noticed. So,
yep.
Leave us a review, at least a written review on either one of those, and we will read it on the show.
It's a two-way street here, partner.
When we win, you win, or you win, there's some winning. Everybody wins. Hoorah.
Whenever we think we win, we actually don't, because you guys win, because the stuff goes straight to you.
Exactly. Well, Legend, that is all I have got for this week. There is so much crap going on, and I am so looking forward to at least the last week in December where we can finally start talking about some of this stuff, because it's driving me crazy not being able to talk about everything we got going on. But that's about all I've got for this show.
That's all I got. I'm ready to get some PC game stuff going, get some comp builds going, and help calling out. Maybe we'll see how much in a 2-on-1 in London would cost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, all right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. That's it for this week, and we'll be back next week for another episode of the Knightcast. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.